Hi, I am Lowrie McCown. I am a nonprofit transformation leadership development executive. Having a career leading nonprofits, I've come to realize, and most people would agree, that nonprofits do exceptional work, they meet significant human needs, and they do more with less. But I think most people would also agree that there's always a need for more resources, and there's also a greater need for more efficiency and more effectiveness in the process of accomplishing the mission of the nonprofit. Early on in my career, I was working for a nationally renowned school-based student leadership development organization. My passion was really working with students, and I had 360 school districts and 80 colleges and universities that I was responsible for. One of my mentors sat down with me and asked me a question, kind of humorously, and he said, "How are you doing personally serving these 250,000 students that you're responsible for?" And at that point, I realized I needed to shift from trying to serve those students personally to really training up the leaders, the volunteers who would be able to then work with the students individually. After that conversation, I realized I really needed to move in leadership development, which began in the local area, then expanded into responsibilities on a national scale, and for over 2 decades was working internationally with leaders and developing them in 150 countries around the world. Now, there's 2 things every person wants to know in life. One is, who am I? And what am I here for? Well, over my career, I've had an opportunity to really understand what my gifts and my skill sets are and how to use those effectively in leadership development. Number 2 is the why. Simon Sinek has a very popular book out there about the why. And my why is very specific. I've learned that I am really called to be developing leaders who have such a strong value system that they can transform the marketplace in which they serve. So what I've learned to do as a nonprofit executive over the years is to connect the dots from the mission to the delivery of the product. And the way you do that is a 3-fold step. Number 1 is you develop the right teams. You build your teams by getting the right people in the right places. Number 2 is you design processes which lead to efficiency and effectiveness in carrying out the operations and objectives. And number 3, you develop products and programs which accomplish the mission. So currently, I'm looking for a new opportunity to become the voice and face of a forward-leaning organization that has a compelling vision and a compassionate cause. And my task is really then to come in and help transform the organization to set it up to be developed into its next level of accomplishment. So once again, who I am is Lowrie McCown. And what I do is I develop nonprofits to function with organizational excellence in developing leaders who can transform the marketplace.